the past year or so, at least that hit my radar, was back in November when the Stellar Development Foundation decided to burn half of its XLM tokens, right? So there was 105 billion in existence, and then all of a sudden you guys decided to kill 55 billion of them. So now the total supply looks like it's going to be 50 billion with 20 billion already in circulation. What was the thought process behind that, and what made you guys make that move?
Yeah, so I mean, there was a lot of motivations for doing that. I mean, I view all of cryptocurrency as sort of this ongoing experiment, and people are trying to understand and make these new networks and economic models work, right? And so, when we first started Stellar, you pick the number of tokens, but it's a little bit arbitrary how many tokens exist, and essentially just the and maybe at the time it was the right number, but as of today, that was no longer the right number to have out there in the world, right? So it was a way to just kind of get the number of tokens in the network aligned with kind of what we needed to achieve. And when we kind of looked at like, okay, here's the number of lumens we're going to need to like do the things that we want to do over the next, say, 10 years, there was just a bunch of extra. And rather than try to like shoehorn them in or try to like come up with other ways that we could use them to benefit the network that would probably maybe be counterproductive, we just made the hard decision to actually like the best thing to do for the network as a whole is just to kind of eliminate these and just have the right level of lumens in the world to best make the network successful. And so that's what we did.
We could have taken them off your hands. I mean, if you wanted to get rid of them, I mean, we could have given you our address.
Right. No, I mean, there's been lots of offers for that. Yeah.
just saying, in future reference.
Right. No, Jed is unloading things the right way. In fact, this article on Cointelegraph from earlier in February, the headline is Ripple co-founder Jed McCaleb sold 1 billion XRP and has 4.7 billion left. That's not a small bag of XRP.
No, yeah, I mean the whole Ripple saga is like long and complicated, but yeah, and somewhat important.
XRP Future Millionaire, 8:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. As we get a post-daily close update here, I hope you guys enjoyed that XLM update with Jed McCaleb. That was just something that came out about 2 or 3 days ago. And it's really informative. It's something that I really appreciate. And I love Jed McCaleb. I really do. I believe in what he's doing. And I think XLM could be everything that we think XRP is, and then some. So that's why I own 1-to-1 whenever I have my holdings. Right now, we've got some interesting things forming. I mean, the problem with the market right now is, I'm on the wrong one, is that with Bitcoin, we need to round up. And what I mean by that is we can't keep this sideways consolidation. Bitcoin cannot do this and pull down. It can't do it. If it does, it's just going to do something like that. If you see it pull down underneath this, well, this is Ethereum, but if you see Ethereum pull down under 3007, sorry, I was thinking about ADA, it's a problem. So you don't want to see that round, because then you're going to have something like that. Like, that's going to be your pattern. So just pay attention right on the 20-day. With Bitcoin, it's the same thing. That could be a structure of like a left shoulder there, and I really don't want any part of this until Bitcoin can prove it can get over 42,000 now. I already made my good profit yesterday, as some of you did that were already out before all this, volatility started happening again. So we've got this. What we don't want is to see a break below that. If we break below this, then we're probably going to start to do something like this. Right, and it's just going to be a nightmare. So, for Bitcoin, you want it to break up. You don't want to come below that 20-day. And right now, 41,913 is giving us a lot. Or 979 is giving us a lot of problems. And we're right up here again. But we just can't get out of this area. And the longer you stay in an area like this, eventually, just like when we were trying to break down, we couldn't get through it, so we kept bouncing back up. Well, now we keep trying to bounce up and we can't get out of these ranges. So if we can break out of this, we have a clear path to 42,979. It's just, this is ultimate resistance right now. We had to pull back to 40,893, but we were able to pull up. But like for me, the biggest indicator right now is, yes, we pulled up here from that breakdown in the pattern, right? So, breakdown, volume spike. Pulled back up, volume crash. Nothing. We're flatline. This tells me that we're running out of volume in this area. We're going to have to go down farther to find more. So, could we get a mild spike up to like 43K? It is possible. I just either way don't want to be a part of it. So, I don't see anything good about this chart right now. It was looking great yesterday. Today, I'm not so sure. Today, I think we got to see what we're going to muster out here, because you could get something like this with XRP. Like you're coming up, you did that. Then you hit this again and get rejected. And then once you come below the 20-day, it's a problem, guys. Because then it's down to the 200-day. And then it would be down here. And then further. So right now, that's what we're looking at with XRP. Are we going to do something like that? Or are we just going to finally come up and retest 69,853? Or are we going to break down and retest 65,572? That's basically what we're dealing with here with XRP. Can't look at anything more than this, but that is a possibility of what happens, what I just drew out. And that's about a 50-50 chance at this point. With the volume, again, the breakdown, nice volume spikes right here, right? And it caused the breakdown. We had two little candles there as well right there. We pushed up now here. So we'd expect volume spikes to at least succeed. You at least want to exceed the volume you had on the drop at worst. We didn't do anything. We didn't come close. That's volume's trending downward, right? Volume's going like this. Price is going like this. That's ultra bearish right now. Even if it goes up 5 or 10%, this is very bearish. So I'm sitting on the sidelines with my 7,000 plus liquidated. No harm, no foul, no worries. Made 7.8% after the in and out fees yesterday, so now it's time for me to sit and wait for the market. I didn't sell out just to buy back in the same area. If I'm going to buy back in, I'm going to wait for it to go higher or lower. So XLM, we're still waiting to see if we can get a retest up here to try to get up there. Right now, the one thing you have to watch is 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit. We're going to need to get over this area here eventually. Otherwise, you start to form something like that. And that's not what you want. Because if you do that, you pull the fork all the way back down. Or the rake or whatever the hell you pitchfork. And you come right back down to 19.4. So, and again, we're going to look and show you it with XLM as well. We have the volume. See, right here, we had nice volume. But we crashed. We came down. Crashing volume. Well, we had one volume spike. Now we're coming up. This is the main thing. Do we have volume? Yes. We found one volume candle here. So, the odds are, was this a fake out down? I believe, even now, XLM compared to XRP is undervalued. It should be at about, and this is no joke, about 23.35 cents. So, right now, XLM is over or undervalued compared to XRP. If we don't have a move down imminently, XLM is going to have a pretty quick run up here to catch up to XRP. And it's showing more signs of bullishness than most of the market. Like XRP is not showing anything. XLM is at least showing a little bit of volume. So to get up to that 23.3, I believe it's about 7.9%, 8.02% undervalued compared to XRP at this moment in time. So if we end up starting to get a little bullish here, and you're deciding between XRP and XLM, I personally would be jumping into XLM on this buyback if I have to. Got plenty of money to mess around with here. I don't want to lose any money, obviously. But if the market warrants it, I would definitely take a look and see what's going on. But, again, we're going to have to see what happens here. Because they do like to disguise this volume. I mean, even though it looks green, you see how we have dumps. That could be a major sign that we're not done. Or this could be a major sign that we're topping here. And they're playing games with us. So, watch this 22.1 resistance, 205 support. If it jumps on the top side of 22.1, that's where you would have to consider buying if we hold that as support. But we're a long ways from there. Don't get yourself in trouble at this point in the ballgame. And then DGB, it's the same thing. If this is a right arm that we're coming down to, we're going to fail and fall through after maybe a retest of 25.25 at best. And then we'll come back to 2.352 and then 2.124. If this is continuing to move down, again, our volume on DGB, you can see we had a big drop down, consolidating. This looks like a bear pennant right here with DGB. So there's a lot of different things, a lot of disguises in the market, but ultimately, to me, the market's looking a little bearish. It's a complete reversal from 24 hours ago, but it's looking, to me, bearish. So that's your overall look at the market. And now I wanted to read this. Is the Bitcoin bounce a fake out? Top crypto analyst updates outlook as Bitcoin climbs above 40K. A popular crypto analyst is digging into the charts to determine whether or not the sudden rally of Bitcoin is sustainable. In a new strategy session, Michael Van D. Poppy tells his 165,000 YouTube subscribers that Bitcoin retesting the 40K level is likely to result in market volatility. It's a very hectic day heading into the weekend. The FOMO, fear of missing out, is increasing across the markets as people feel left out. Bitcoin has been breaking out heavily after a slight bounce from 36K. Another test happened at 37K, and then we started to shoot up. And we have been liquidating a ton of shorts as the volume is increasing significantly. The crypto trader next looks at the Bitcoin chart in order to figure out where Bitcoin may be headed next. The question becomes whether we are having a fake out or a sustainable move as the volume is the highest as we have anticipated since the actual crash occurred. Van D. Poppy says Bitcoin will face topside resistance in the entire region between 40.7K and 41.5. That is the previous range of support, likely to retest or to test resistance, as this is the first time that we're testing that level. If we break through it, however, I'm assuming we're going to see a test of 44.2, but definitely moving towards 46K. Van Poppy does expect many people to sell around 40,700, which will put pressure on Bitcoin back towards 38.4. The way we're going to do that is the question here. If we're going to do it today already, and in the next 24 hours, it is a fake out, and then we are probably done and going to test lower levels. The analyst cites the 38.9 level as crucial support if Bitcoin has a chance for continuation. If the line buckles, he thinks Bitcoin could fall to 33 to 34K. We're getting into an environment where you have to stay focused given that we are approaching higher time frame resistance and we could be flipping a level of support. If we're going to consolidate a little while here and stay above 39K, the odds are increasing that we would go towards 44 to 46K. Van de Poppy concludes by laying out two possible scenarios. I'm not buying in to 40,500 the first time that we're testing that level. After the actual market breakdown, if we flip it, I think we're continuing to 46K. If we drop back from 40,300 back beneath 39K, it's going to be a heavy correction, and I'm assuming that we're going to test the lows again. At the time of writing, Bitcoin is railing big way up 10.78% or 41,449. So yeah, I just wanted to read that, see some a little impression of the market. And then as we know, Bitcoin we already talked about, but it's right at that level still, so I felt it was relevant. But if we do get rejected by this level, like I said, it could be a harsh rejection. And the volume right now is telling a story because it's died. The volume has died. Rest in peace. Until that volume comes back, we have no hope. Let's hope for some volume spikes. If you see it get to 42K with this volume, well, get the parachute because we're going to be nosediving and you're going to have to abandon ship or abandon the plane and pull the cord.